Over the last few days, we've been looking at fake news and misinformation around the coronavirus with our fact-checking website, The Observers, and we're joined in the studio by Catherine Bennett. Hello, Catherine.
Hi.
You're going to take us through by looking at the conspiracy theories that have been shared online. No surprise, given the enormity of this story.
Of course, absolutely. So I'm going to start with a conspiracy theory which is focused on the WHO, on the World Health Organization. So one of the first things that happens in a major crisis like this is that people will try to discredit major actors in this sort of situation. And that's something we certainly saw during the 2018 Ebola outbreak in the DRC. So let's take a look at this first video, which is an attempt to discredit the World Health Organization. The video, which has been shared on Twitter and seen hundreds of thousands of times, shows this man, presumably who's supposedly an official at the WHO, stroking the back of his colleague next to him. Now, the caption reads, "This is how the World Health Organization is examining the epidemic." So it's insinuating at best a lack of professionalism on the part of this man, or at worst sexual harassment of a female attendee at this conference. Other instances of the video on Twitter have captions saying that it proves how untrustworthy WHO officials are. But of course, there's a truth behind this video, and it has nothing to do with the coronavirus nor with the WHO. The Hong Kong-based fact-checking media Anilab actually looked at this example. So let's have a look at what they found. First of all, they zoned in on a banner in the background, which dates from a conference in Hebei province in China in June 2018, which of course is long before the COVID-19 outbreak. They were able to confirm this by comparing the banners and the layout of the room that you can see here with official press photos from the time. And so who's the man in the video as well? Well, first of all, he has nothing to do with the WHO. It's the astrophysicist George Smoot, who won the Nobel Prize for Physics in 2006, and he works as a consultant with the Chinese province. Anilab got in touch with him, and he actually explained that the woman next to him in the video, the woman whose back he's stroking, is actually his wife, and she had a bad back at the time.
Okay, now perhaps a far more serious conspiracy theory is the one that says authorities have known about COVID-19 well before the outbreak became public knowledge and that they did nothing to stop it.
Yes, and that is perhaps a bit of a more serious conspiracy theory. People are sharing photos and videos of instances of the word coronavirus in everyday life before the virus took hold in January earlier this year. So people online are suggesting that this proves that the pandemic was known about, predicted, even planned or deliberately created. So let's have a look at some of the videos and photos that have been shared on social media. So you'll see this one saying, "Don't fall for the..." rude word. They claim the coronavirus is new, but regular over-the-counter Lysol has it listed as one of the viruses that it kills. There's also another caption in French on a different video that says, "That's weird for a new disease. It's written on these disinfectant bottles. They say there's no cure yet, but the bottle dates from 2018. Now, of course, we know why that is. The current pandemic is of the respiratory disease COVID-19. It's a new strain in a family of coronaviruses that cause illnesses from the common cold to the deadly SARS virus, as the WHO has explained. The word coronavirus is nothing new, but COVID-19 is."
Okay, and that's why we've seen it appearing in popular culture from Asterix to The Simpsons, because everybody has been playing clips of that famous episode from The Simpsons.
Exactly. And so there are even people saying that the French comic Asterix predicted the coronavirus, as in the 2017 comic book Asterix and the Chariot Race, there's a Roman character who goes by the name of Coronavirus. And of course, it's just a joke on the part of the writers. This character even has a sidekick known as Bacillus, which is just another word for bacteria. And so as we've seen, the word coronavirus has been in our lexicon for years. But of course, it wouldn't be world news if it hadn't already been predicted in The Simpsons. So The Simpsons, this American satirical cartoon, is known for predicting all sorts of world events, from Disney buying Fox to Donald Trump's election. Let's have a look at this post on Facebook, which groups together 4 images from the show. So the first 3 images come from episode 21 in season 4, which was broadcast in 1993 in the US. But the last image, the one down here, actually comes from a different episode that was broadcast in 2010, and it's been photoshopped. I don't know if you can see right there. You can see the word coronavirus spread across the screen behind the character of the newscaster. What it actually says behind coronavirus is apocalypse meow. So the 1993 Simpsons episode in question, so the one of these three images here, is about a virus that starts in Japan and is brought to the States after a worker sneezes into a box that is delivered to Homer Simpson. Any similarities end there, however. Of course, COVID-19 cannot be transmitted across the world via the postal service, as the WHO has reassured us that the virus can't survive more than a few hours on material like paper or cardboard. So we don't actually need to fear a Simpsons-style infection.
Catherine Bennett, thank you so much for that. And